Hi, vibrations, sweet babies. Okay, so I was just grooving to a channeled song, Be Aggressive by Peachka. It is such a bop. Oh my god. One of my top play songs on Spotify Wrapped for 2024. And yeah, I'm just like really pulling into, or I guess feeling into, just a really groovy vibe, okay? Because it feels like definitely, okay. So first things first, I've been, where do I want to start? First things first, I've been wanting to pull cards for a couple days now, and like literally without fail the last couple days, every time I wanted to pull cards, the dump truck would pull up. And so I was like, all right, let me just not do that right this second. I'll wait till it leaves. And then the reading would do its own thing and go somewhere else. And I would kind of fall out of the flow with it. Today, I wanted to do this reading, and guess what? The dump truck pulled up. Look, I don't know if it comes at the same time every day. I'm not paying attention like that, but I just think it's funny that keeps happening, and it's also very symbolic of like, oh, hello. Something has to go. Something has to like leave. It is trash, quite frankly. Look, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Like, if it's not for you, maybe it's for somebody else, but you have accumulated something, you have acquired something, and it's just it's taking away from your truest expression. It's not in alignment with your true expression. It's not speaking to your achievements, or maybe it is. Maybe it's speaking negatively about your achievements. And it's also just like not aligned with your message of who you are right now. Peacocks may be significant. This is like, for somebody, there's like a hard pill to swallow is kind of the feeling that wants to make itself known. Yeah, a hard pill to swallow. But something has to just come to an end. It could be compartmentalization. It could be like the way that you think about something. That's really interesting. You might be kind of going back and forth about it in your head, but there's really just like nothing to go back and forth about, because this is really going to bring you to your truest balance. Okay, and it's also going to really speak to what you're creating right now. Like, you're on the verge of creating something really astronomically large for your life. This is something that you put a lot of magic into. It requires a lot of magic. It requires a lot of your energy. It's also something that your ancestors and your angels, the divine, have wanted for you and have laid excuse me, the roots down for you in order to make this possible. There's like a weird feeling of interesting. Following your Okay, y'all. So definitely go listen to that song, Be Aggressive by Peachka. It is literally such a jam. Because there's a lot, and I mean a lot, of signifiers here for heart energy. But let me talk to you about what I mean by this. This is like lover girl, big, ooey gooey, gushy heart energy. This is like feminine energy that has done the motherfucking work, honey, okay? And it's like ready to love the fuck out of you. Doesn't even know, like, doesn't matter who you are. You could be a stranger on the street. This is kind of like just giving that, like, just very much, how do I explain this? The other song and the other message that kept wanting to come through was, in my hood, I'm like Princess Diana, you know, like that kind of energy of like, you don't even have to know the people, but you just kind of give people a sense of calm, of acceptance, of like peace and relaxation. And that's something that you like worked hard for, and like you literally like harnessed within yourself, because maybe that's not how you always were, maybe that's not how you always presented, but it's definitely something that you intentionally created for yourself. And it's because you're in a very high vibration. Everything's energy. Everything is energy, okay? Like, you are constantly shifting into different vibrational frequencies depending on the choices you make, the thoughts you're having, the food you're eating, the places you're going, the people you're seeing, literally everything. Like, it's always changing. It's all numbers. It's a numbers game, honey. That's what I literally say to everybody. I'm like, there's no good, there's no bad. It's a numbers game, okay? We're just like, we're doing accounting 24/7. And when we have experiences, just notice that. Like, if you were to be kind of like trying to maintain a specific numerical value for the next week, let's just say, what things would or wouldn't you do? Like, if you knew that doing a certain activity, for my example, would be like smoking a cigarette, would drop me down 100 aura points, okay? I'm just like, I don't really want to spare those aura points right now, you know? But if I were to like do yoga in a salt cave while a little old woman was playing a singing bowl, my aura points would go up 20,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, okay, so maybe those numbers are a little outrageous. Like, I don't know if a cigarette would actually, like, equate to 100. Like, I, like, in my head, I'm like, it's not that much. It's probably, like, 10,000 or 20,000 itself. Anyway, if I were to play it like a little game like that, what things would or wouldn't I do and align with if I was trying to really just notice like the vibrational frequency that I was omitting putting out into the world? Something tells me this is something you've thought about. This is something you try to be thinking about, like what kind of energy you're putting out into the world. And knowing, you know, maybe it comes from like a little bit of a selfish spot, because you're like, oh, this is gonna come back to me, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm I might come off as like super sweet and like putting off all of this positivity and like just being like in this optimistic belief of like all these good things are gonna happen and these people are great and this is great, because you know that that's what's that's the energy that will return to you if that's what you put out in the world. If you don't actually believe those things, you know, it might not really come off as authentic, you know what I mean? But like, if you've really done the work, if you've kind of done ooh, interesting, like my throat space is for sure, like, yeah, I don't know, you've done some of the work, and I think it might have to do with speaking your truth and just being aligned with your truth, at the very least, acting in your truth. Let's see. So, yeah, like in my hood, I'm like Princess Diana. It's like you're in this very like high vibration, like maiden place of like just, you're giving 11:11 on the timestamp. Like you're giving out this very etheric vibe right now. And you're gonna notice, okay, so you need to be very cautious, because when you really start to operate from this place, from this energy, you might be preserving your energy. You might have stronger boundaries than usual. You might just be like not accepting the same things or receiving the same things or whatever. People who are not coming from their highest and greatest good, people who are not looking out for your highest and greatest good, are not going to like that. They're not going to gel with that. Be careful in this kind of, there's two indicators here of being careful around this and about this, okay? There's an indication of some sneakiness, some sneaky energies. Remember, like, this doesn't mean to be fearful. We always choose our karmic contracts, you know, before we enter this world. And this is ultimately someone who's teaching us a karmic lesson that's going to bring us to where we need to be. So don't act in a place of, like, fear. You're always really empowered on your journey, and you know this. However, it's just not a time to go backward in your boundaries and your energetic protection, and, you know, be very mindful, be very much gatekeepy around your vibes right now. Like, yeah, 1313, you're operating from like high priestess sort of spot. Somebody, okay, hang on. Yeah. There's 1010 might be significant. 57 is significant. So, like, it might feel as though it might feel like I don't know how to explain this. Give me a sec while I process all these symbols that just came out. It's up here. Okay, yeah. Following affirmations is really going to be helpful for you at this time. And I'm saying affirmations from the universe. The universe is going to talk to you in a lot of codes, in a lot of numbers. Following your heart, staying connected to your heart space. 1111 is definitely significant. 1212 is also significant. 27 is significant. 1010, 57. These are going to be showing up as you're like in your heart aligned, heart healing space. Pets are also going to be significant. Pets might be actually showing up like as maybe a nudge from your angels, your ancestors, and your guides when it's time to notice something is off, or when it's time to notice something that might need to be let go of, or when it's time to notice like someone's trying to be sneaky or manipulate the energy of a situation. If you need help with this, ask and you shall receive. Ask your angels, your ancestors, and your guides to help you navigate these types of tensions or these types of dynamics in relationship. And there might be a need to like reflect, or you might already be reflecting on a time in your life where there was like someone was taking a gamble with like intimacy, or there was like I'm gonna just be very real with you because that's what I do here. Something icky and tricky involving intimacy and a person who was not in the highest vibration, trying to manipulate or trying to just kind of take from your energy. And this was probably like sexually, somebody who maybe has some kinds of addictions, or has problems with finances, problems with identity. These people often like to siphon energy from high vibrational women or people in general, right? And what happens is, because this is a sacred energy exchange, look, do you, boo. If you want to go and like partake in the fun and the flings and the whatever, like that's very trendy and very like normal right now. But you are not that person. Like, and you know you're not that person. Like, you know that you have like opportunities and like you would rather be wined and dined by the universe. That's kind of the best way that I can explain it. Like, you are very much tapped into like your own ecstasy and your own bliss and your own like higher calling and purpose, that like it takes a lot, honey, to be interested in someone who's trying to kind of, I don't want to say like, but like love bomb you, I guess, or try to just use like sexual advances. It's not the plane that you're coming from right now. And I just kind of feel like you're reflecting on a lot of instances where you've kind of had to put up your disco ball aura. And for those of you who don't know, yes, I do have a visualization for building your aura into a disco ball so that you are reflecting people's energy right back at them in the most like glitterly and a high vibration and like groovy way possible, right? And this is like something you need to acknowledge about yourself, like your ability to do this and your ability to, not absorb and take in other people's projections or what other people assume about you. There's just kind of this also Melanie Martinez, like, and I'm more than that, like tunnel vision, but your focus is empty. Tunnel vision and tempt me. Why? And master couldn't fresh me, but I'm more than that. You know, so it's like, I see you. Like, I see what you're trying to fucking do. Like, no, you have tunnel vision. Pull your head out of your ass. Like, I am more than that. And I'm connecting, you know, I'm speaking for you. Like, I'm connecting to some of, like, my greatest good ever before, you know, like, you're tapping into your soul star energy. You've been planting seeds for a really fun and powerful love and connections in your life. So you and this is real. This is very real, okay? Saturn is not here to play games. Venus has plans for you. That's very real. The planets are going to open doors for you, so you need to stay aligned to your soul star right now, okay? Do not mess around. Your aura, your energy is very much planting seeds for what's to come for you, okay? There is a connection with a karmic masculine in your life. This is probably a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This can literally show up in so many different ways, so don't necessarily just jump to romantic. But this is somebody who is avoidant. This is somebody who definitely had that soul star quality about them, you know, and they... Let me see. There's something else. There's this energy of, like, being avoidant. There's an energy of social media being in the mix of this. There's a need to be cutting cords from all energetic ties. Literally every day. Like, I don't think people understand that, like, that need to, like, keep certain attachments and keep certain cords all the time is actually like an anxious attachment. You can trust and believe that, like, you can cut all your cords, and those who are supposed to be around you and surround you are always going to be there for you. 222 on the timestamp as I said that. Like, you don't have to be fearful of letting people go, and the art of letting go is literally right here. Do not be afraid of this. Do not be afraid of this. People are going to stay around you if they're meant to be in your life. But what this cord cutting is a spiritual hygienic practice. So that you're always coming back to yourself every day. So that you are always connected to yourself first and foremost. So that, and especially you, High Priestess, I have to urge that you do this so that you can really be doing the stuff you need to be doing. Let's see what shows up. 657. Come back later. Interesting. There's a return energy of some kind. Something returning, something coming back, something seeing you again. Okay, this is very much all part of, like, your highest and greatest good, and all part of your highest path. So, like, I feel as though you're kind of getting through that place of, like, fear. You're kind of like, all right, another wound, another, like, shadowy trait of mine that I have to love, embrace, and accept. And it's for sure giving Persephone vibes, right? Like, very devoted, very loving, embracing her misfits, embracing the demons, literally, like, in the true stories of Persephone, like, she is willingly and happily going to the underworld to rule as her domain. And she somehow finds it in her heart to, like, find the beauty, right? Because she symbolizes natural beauty, primal beauty, like, literal nature's beauty. And she finds a way in her divinity to love, accept, and embrace the king of the underworld. The stories around this deity kind of have two different lenses you can look through. I, of course, am going to choose the one where she is the most empowered goddess that she can be, right? So she willingly chose that underworld. She willingly chose to be bound and devoted to a king of the underworld. Like, she is able to find beauty in all people, in all things, like, despite as many reasons as we want to give her possible, right? And I think this is very much where you're at. There's just like maybe a little bit of father wounds. Karmic masculine is here to illuminate for you. And that's kind of where you're at, is like, you're not fearing it. You're like, oh, okay, thank you. Like, you're showing me something that I need to heal and that I need to grow and I need to work through. Like, that's beautiful. Like, thanks. And you're really stepping into like this very like fluid, high vibrational, like that's like high vibe, like that's just what you are right now. You're like in this place of like, you just offer people healing wherever you go, whether they want to perceive it as a threat, they want to perceive it as like a negative thing. Like, it just means nothing about you, and you know this because you're like, I just, you know, it's out there. If you want it, do with it what you will, you know, like that's my gift to you, and I have plenty more where that comes from. So if you want it, take it, like, you know. And you might notice babies, children, like responding to your aura a little bit more than usual right now. You might notice that animals are feeling really excited and comfortable in your presence. You might just be seeing animals like in your day-to-day life a little bit more than usual. I have been noticing like white animals showing up every time I meditate. Like, I went to a park the other day and like sat by a river and I was meditating, and then and I had my eyes closed, mind you, and like as soon as the meditation ended, I opened my eyes and there was a swan. I was like, hello, welcome to my meditation circle, like this is beautiful. And I just had a lot of instances like that. I had one with a horse. There was like, it was just so beautiful. And this is definitely like nudges from spirit, just letting you know that you're in alignment, that you're where you need to be, you know, you're doing it. You're it, babe. You're it. You might also like hear dogs barking during like important conversations or important moments. You might have like an animal literally come up to you. And then the other thing is I'm trying to like say this in a way that like doesn't sound too bragocious or egotistical, but this is just kind of the archetype and then like energy that you're stepping into. And this is, it sounds lovely until it actualizes and you understand that as above, so below. Like, there's always going to be a downside, like a shadow trait to everything. So like, you might be just naturally having things done for you right now. Like, people just want to make your life better, want to contribute to your greatest good. Like, this is not by accident. Like, the divine has put you in connection with these people and has influenced this dynamic in such a way because of the choices you're making, what you put out around you, in your path, your intentional path to do right in the world that reaches other people in positive ways. You committed to this recently through several different astrological transits and you staying committed to this has let the angels, ancestors, guides, divine, however you want to, whoever, your whole team, this let them know that you are serious and that they can like step in on your behalf. And so when you're kind of just noticing like things get done for you, people are offering to handle certain things for you, people might even like offer you really large gifts that you're like, what, like how? And you might activate things within unhealed or wounded shadowy people, who haven't integrated some of these things yet for themselves, in a place of like, why, the lack mentality of like, oh my God, like, why are they getting all of this and I'm not, like, now there's not for me. And like, it's like, bro, relax. Like, just because you haven't tapped into like this feeling of receptivity and being able to put out that much good into the world does not mean that like it's not available for you. And there's like, you may literally, as you're walking, you just might find that people are generally drawn to you, like looking at you, wanting to like say something to you. Like, it might just be like a word contributing to like something you said. It's like they just want access to this like energy that you emit and that you're putting out. And there's like something funny that happens when you really step into like the maiden or like high priestess like space. I know those are two different archetypes, but to me they show up kind of similarly, because there's like this energy of like purity, and like the boundaries are like super rigid of how much you can really access of them, but yet they're still so like open, you know what I mean? But like, people might literally, they might, like I said, notice you, observe you, look at you, want to be in connection with you, even on an energetic level. And they may even like bow, like just like a very soft like bow of their head. This is like really a beautiful energetic thing that happens that people don't really know about. When people are on a journey of like self-mastery or really like high alignment to the divine and putting a lot of intentional energy into that, like, there's something that happens on an energetic level when connected with that. So you might notice those things, but like I said, it does definitely activate those wounded, unhealed people around us, unfortunately, or people who, which this is still a wound, but people who show up from a place of feeling like they need to take or be deceptive, feeling like connections with others have to be transactional. Oh, I did this for you, so like you can do this for me, or hey, you owe me one, or remember when I did that thing for you that one time that was supposed to be a favor? Hey, well now I need you to like, pay up. Like that type of mentality, or just feeling like you need to like get one over, not you obviously, but like feeling like someone needs to like get one over and deceive or like, try to steal pretty much from other things. That's gonna like activate the fuck out of those people, because it's like, what did you expect though? Like literally, what do you expect? If you are operating from a place of like needing to deceive, needing to be sneaky, or needing to take, it's because you don't believe in your own ability to create and provide. And if you come from that energy, you're putting this energy out into the world of I can't, I don't have, I'll never have, and I can't do it. And that's what the universe is going to give you right back. And you're playing games with yourself. There is nobody else taking things from you. There's no one else who is decreasing your ability to have wealth or abundance. It is like literally a game within that person's own mind. And like, you might be completely aware of this, But that's very hard to explain to other people. And it's not your job to explain that to other people. That's all part of their karmic lessons that they have to undergo. Because at the end of the day, like, it's just, it has nothing to do with you. It's not about you. And, you know, when you have a big shiny disco ball aura and you're not afraid to just be really loving and open and receptive and accepting of other people, like, you're going to ruffle some fucking feathers, my friend. And I have an entire coaching program devoted to helping you stand in your power while you ruffle some feathers, because unfortunately we don't live in a society that's set up to embrace and accept people who are living radically authentic. And I am devoted to seeing that change. So, you know, I had to definitely do a lot of mindset work around showing up and showing the fuck out, regardless of how it activates people around me. And that was part of my own healing journey. So what I can say to those people is thank you. And I'll receive that like I receive everything else. There's so much love, grace, and gratitude, right? And yeah, it's my jam. It's my jam to help people ruffle some feathers and, you know, stay true to yourself and not dim yourself down, not, you know, like hide or make yourself invisible to make those people more comfortable. Fuck that. It's your turn, baby doll, to shine bright like a diamond. Bright like a diamond, right? I think so. All right, this was a long reading, but honestly, I haven't pulled cards in a minute, so I was like really enjoying this, and I hope you were too. And let's talk real soon, okay?